challenge, what would be expected of me? I figured I might have to give a speech. So I've got that. And hope nobody's anxious to get back to work or anything.
Nope. It's more of a soliloquy, I think.
You must have expected something like this, right, from me?
No.
So, a lot of my thunder's already been stolen, at least as far as the beginning of this. But back in December of '94, I got a call from the temp agency that I was working with. I just gotten out of the Navy and very foolishly had not lined up anything, knowing I was going to get out of the Navy. So I spent a little time at Bennigan's as a busboy. I worked at UPS. I was actually a driver for them for the holiday season, but didn't have anything going on. So I was with this temp agency, and I got a phone call from my contact there, and she said, "Hey, you know, we've got a job for you, a potential job for you. These guys would like to interview you to be their receptionist." And I had just spent the day at a bulk mail processing facility stuffing envelopes. So I was like, yes, absolutely, I would love that job. And so she told me a little bit about it, told me where to be the next day. And she said, oh, by the way, they also need someone who knows DBase 4. And she said, do you have experience with DBase 4? And I thought about what I'd just done that day, and I was like, yeah, I've got experience. So as soon as I hung up the phone, off I went to the local bookstore to find out what DBase 4 was. And I found this book. It was about that thick, and it cost $50. I didn't have a job, and $50 even nowadays would be a lot of money for a book. And I was like, you know what, I can't do this. I'm not going to spend $50 on a book and try and learn this program overnight and then try and pass it off in my interview the next day. So I took a chance. You heard what happened. You know, I went in the next day, and the rest, as they say, is history. Fortunately, they didn't ask me any DBase 4 questions. I don't think they would have known what to ask me because Diana was doing all that stuff anyway. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun and a great ride, as Mark said, and such an amazing experience. When I look back, it's one of those things where you can look back and it seems like, wow, that was a long time ago. But then in the same note, it can also seem like it's been so quick. And probably some of you guys that have been here for you know, a few years or 5 years, going on 10 years, probably can you know, echo those same sentiments. I recently heard about a survey about job satisfaction or job happiness, and the thing that they found in this survey was that the number one reason for on-the-job happiness was about social interactions. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about your salary or your benefits or, you know, a fancy office in the corner with a great view. It was about social interactions. And so that didn't come as a surprise to me. Probably won't come as a surprise to you guys, but that's why I think, you know, I've been here for so long. I think that's why probably most of you are going to follow in my footsteps and stay here for a long time, because this is an amazing team. It's an amazing company, and it just, the social part of it is huge, but we're all striving for the same goal, and we're all working hard to make that happen. And I think you don't have to look any further than this summit to realize that. And I think it all materialized there for me. It all became real at that point, to see all of us. I think probably the majority of us in this room were there for that summit, and I think the majority of us that were involved were petrified the night before about what was about to happen. But then I think I'm pretty safe in saying that the majority of us, after it was all done, were thrilled, absolutely thrilled with the results. And to see this team come together, and make that happen, and to be a part of it was just amazing. And that's just a small little microcosm of what UltraTech is that summit, and how we came together there is how we come together here, and why it makes it made the past 20 years easy. It made it easy. It made it fun. There's challenges, and we all have challenges, but I know that more often than not, when I'm driving up here and I'm walking into the side door or the front door, I'm looking forward to my day. It's not drudgery. It's not, oh great, you know, what do I have to face now? What's coming at me? It's more like, great, what's coming today? And we never know, right? Nobody knows what's going to happen from day to day, and that's part of the fun. Halfway through.
You need to go to the bathroom?
I do, actually. Can you guys just hang on for a second? So when I look back, and I thought about this a little bit, when I look back over the past 20 years with UltraTech, they're filled with great memories, lots of laughs, and some amazing experiences. I jotted a few down. I know I missed a bunch. Obviously, in 20 years, a lot happens. But I think about from walking in my very first day, actual first day on the job, and the entire company was sick except for Tad. So he met me out front, stuck me in the conference room with a stack of magazines, and just asked me to go through those and look for, I think, probably new product releases, I'm sure. So that was my first day. And then to this, I hesitated to bring this up because it normally doesn't come up except for at Christmas parties. But there was one time when I partied into the wee hours with Sue and Alita, who obviously aren't here anymore. But that's all I'm going to say about that. Maybe that'll come up in the next Christmas party. Needless to say, well, never mind. To my trip to Seattle with Mark, when we were first developing or looking into the drain guard market, and I couldn't recall, maybe you remember, Mark, but somehow we ended up in 2 different hotels, and the place that he put me in was like a renovated drug house. It was. I have family out there, and I spent and I had dinner with them, and they dropped me off, and they're like, "Are you sure this is the right place?" So.
That was Amanda's fault.
Yeah. I had this in here for Tim, but I'll never forget. He was. I actually almost cried on his shoulder in Daytona Beach when I was going through a tough time, and Tim was there for me, and he's been a great support. To the craziness with the BP oil spill, I'll never forget. I was on vacation in Washington D.C. Matt had just started, I think, and I was trying to talk him through a change on the website while I was walking through a museum in Washington D.C. on vacation with my family. This is a little snapshot of what the oil spill was like for us. And then, of course, the craziness that brought a lot of you here, and that's the EverDry video went viral. So, in closing, I would like to say thank you to a few people. I considered going through the list and thanking each one of you guys, because I'm sure there's something that I have to be thankful to each one of you for. This is good timing, huh? I'm almost done. It's the last page. To Mark and Tad, thank you guys for giving me a shot that first day 20 years ago, and for continuing to give me shots. But no, to allowing me to grow up with the company and giving me opportunities to to do the things that you mentioned. So I thank you for that. Thank you for mentoring me. We joke, but you guys are the ones that are responsible for making me the creative genius and marketing mastermind that I am. So thank you for that. And to Dale, I want to thank you. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to. I want to thank you for being one of the most supportive people in my life, both professionally and personally. There's been tough times, and you were always there for me. And I know that you always will be there for me, so thank you. And lastly, I'd like to thank our ownership, our upper management, and the board for making me the new vice president of marketing, giving me my own parking space, 4 more weeks of vacation, and an absolutely ridiculous cash bonus.